July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The Coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
I hope you get used to that loading bar, because even with the 9 gigs of DLC I have, that are supposed to make the disc version of this game run faster, 15-second load times are gonna be pretty common. Anyway, we get dumped right into our character creator, so, hello, I'm Luxin. This is gonna be the first ongoing series you're gonna be seeing on my channel, but, this isn't, in the future, I intend to do more traditional style Let's Plays, but in this case, not actually. This isn't going to be so much of a Let's Play as me just deciding I wanted to play this game again, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do informative stuff just because I do know a lot about this game, even though this is actually going to be my second full playthrough, I think. So yeah, I'm just gonna play through my game, narrate through stuff as I see it. Some stuff will be given explanations, a lot of it's just gonna be... This was a spur-of-the-moment thing that I decided I wanted to replay X. But I decided to record it just to get myself back in the groove of recording stuff, doing commentary, editing, all that fun stuff for when I make this channel a big Let's Play thing. And so here we are. While I was saying that, I pretty much made my character already. If I can get the eyeshadow to a completely same color as the skin. I guess it defaults to it. It's nice. And then I'll just stick with the default lip color. We'll do that. And then 0 and Studious Voice. I forgot to make myself taller. This is about as close to what I actually look like as you're gonna get in this thing, as you're gonna get in this character creator. Fallout this isn't, but it's still a wonderful game, and I'm glad I can just play it and just kind of do my thing. I'm glad I'm using this as a metric to test to see if I'm good to go back into the Let's Playing thing. So I'm going to shut up once this finishes loading because we'll get into the first actual cutscene of the game eventually. And then we'll see if I can take it from there. There we go.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing hatch. Please stand clear.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece. Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate. Your pod is the only one around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours? You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good. Just try and focus, all right?
Alright, so clearly we were lying when we said we couldn't remember our name because now is the name entry. So, I guess we just didn't forget for long. I'm gonna be boring. I made my character look like me. I'm gonna name him after me, too. I don't know.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can. How are your limbs? Can you move?
Here's a interesting little mechanic. This game has a lot of small choice things where you can choose between one or two options. A lot of these don't do anything but sort of change the reactions of characters. Later on, this will help you gain more affinity with your party members and can actually change the outcome of side quests. But in general, in main cutscenes like this, it's just to get a different reaction out of people. So basically in all except the most serious story moments, I'm going to be going for the stupid reactions. I've tried recording this episode 3 times already, and that's the first time I chose not, I think.
First things first, you'll be needing a weapon. There you go. All right.
Let's give the amnesiac a gun. Usually I try to not talk over cutscenes, and I'm going to completely avoid talking over anything completely voiced, hopefully, for the rest of the game. In this first episode, I might talk over some of them because I've seen them 4 times from trying to record this 4 times now. But after that, I should be able to contain myself long enough to shut up. So we've discovered the region of Primordia. And we are now in Starfall Basin, which is where we fell from the sky, so metaphor for something.
most of the White Whale's life pods didn't survive the crash. Like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the White Whale, do you? You know, the L-002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right? Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. Unfortunately, it was caught in a battle between two alien forces. And destroyed. Ring any bells? Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget. I know. It's been following me for a while now. I didn't want to alarm you, but we're going to need to defend ourselves. You up to the task?
Alright, and the game will throw you into what is technically your first boss battle. The game counts this as a full-blown boss, the same as any other story boss, even though it's just a regular enemy with a unique name. No matter what you do, you're gonna destroy it easily. Don't even try. You could just sit here. Elma's level 5 already, and you start out as level 1, so you can't not win this fight.
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to handle a weapon, you know.
I'm going to choose the meest of me options here.
Hey, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, alright? It'll be your decision in the end. But anyway, we can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
And the Origin Blada has dropped the Advanced Storm Assault Rifle, which is unlike the first game, which I'm going to be comparing this to a lot just because it's a sequel technically, even though if you haven't played the first game you can jump into this no problem. Any mechanics are the same, are explained here as well. The story's completely different, and all that kind of stuff. Any treasure box you see, you can just open by using that little button prompt. Anyway, unlike the first game, equipment is tied to level, so if you're not a certain level, you can't equip that thing. I happen to know from a previous recording the Advanced Storm Assault Rifle is a level 3 weapon, so we won't be able to equip that until we're level 3. These little blue things are items. These are just regular material things. They're mostly used for quests or for effectively selling. This is an action RPG. Real-time combat. All that jazz. Combat's derived more from MMOs than classic JRPGs. You automatically do regular attacks, and the player input comes from choosing when and where to use your special attacks, which are called arts, and they have different effects based on your location or other factors in the battle. So there's no item use in battle for the most part. These are just collectible items. Anyway, we checked a couple of those life pods, and we got some gear that we can equip because it is level 1 gear. So, let's see, we got a knife. We got the Iron Knife, +4 attack. Weapons have a thing called stability, where the attack amount they display can fluctuate by plus or minus the amount listed for the stability. So this one is more stable, which means our attacks will be doing closer to the listed amount of damage more of the time. The little blank space that says melee attack up 1 on the Iron Knife and nothing for the Proto Knife is where augments go. This is the same thing as gems in the first game. There are things that you can craft, you can find, that come equipped on weapons, that changed their attributes. Melee attack up 1 gives you an extra plus 10 melee attack right off the bat. So in addition to the plus 4 in actual weapon power, this is already a good move. As you can see, there's the Advanced Storm Assault Rifle. Increases physical attack. Has more stability, all that stuff. Can't equip that yet, but we can equip Prototype Bodywear, which is plus 5 defense. Also, as you can see, it's got element resistances. There are 6 elements from left to right, top to bottom. It's physical. Physical is actually considered an element in this game. Beam, ether, thermal, electric, and gravity. This increases physical resistance, keeps everything else the same except decreases gravity by 10, but no early game enemies use anything other than basically physical beam or ether, the top row. So even though our gravity resistance is getting tanked, there's really nothing to worry about. We're not going to be seeing gravity until quite a bit into the game, and even then it's exclusive to a boss. Anyway, I could fight those enemies. This is a huge open world game. This is just a small taste of the wide open areas. But just so I'm not over-leveled for a boss that I want to get to by the end of this video, I'm not going to fight anything. My goal is to be level 4 when I reach the boss. And I've discovered the landmark of the Shadow Rise. And these 2 Nocto Bladas, they're basically the same thing as the Origin Blada except level 2. And they have, those 2 indicators are for sight and sound, which means they'll attack if they see or hear us. An enemy with no icons is completely docile and will never attack unless provoked. As you can see, I'm not doing anything. Those are just the auto attacks going off. And I got a class level up from there. Your arts are tied to classes, so I got Chrome Armor for leveling up my class, even though I'm still level 2 normally. You can switch between melee and ranged weapons with the X button. Elma just called out for a soul voice, so she asked me to use an orange art. If I use an orange art, we get bonuses, morale level increases, which means we do more damage and stuff, and we get healed, which is nice because there are very, very precious few actual healing arts. There are a couple that restore a little bit of HP, there's a couple that cast a regen effect, but your biggest healing actually comes from soul voices. So pulling stuff off like that is nice. And come up here for one of my favorite cutscenes in the game already. And loading.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this. Pretty wild, huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together. We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home. Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
Funny thing about that speech is you're actually capable of shifting Alma into the first party member position already. You could have her lead the jump off the cliff. Not going to do that, especially because I intentionally went out of my way to not fight anyone. So I'm just going to try to be level 4, and I think class level 4 also, because I want one more art. Oh, I also got the prototype scouter from this. Neat thing about this game is you can choose to have headgear not show up in cutscenes. This one has a huge amount of beam resistance, and actually doesn't have negative resistances to anything else, which is really nice. But anyway, as long as I'm still using small headgear like this is legit not showing up. Okay, I guess I already have that set. Though actually, I'll go in and turn it on anyway. Alright. So am I wearing... Yep. It's legit just a scouter. So once we get into bigger things like helmets, I'm going to turn that back off just because I want to at least see the characters' faces in cutscenes. This isn't the game with the most emotive characters ever, but it's nice to at least be able to see them. What Elma was saying about the fall not hurting me is true. There's absolutely zero fall damage in this game, as compared to the first, where you could die very easily from falling. I got a level up from that, actually, and a Mining Probe G1, which we can't do anything with right now. Wood Lepixes. Not only are they 3 times my level, or twice my level, they're also giant enemies. Like in the first game, level is actually a decent indication of whether or not you can handle an enemy, unless they're a giant one. In which case, you're pretty screwed. Alright, this brass would notice me. This is a bunch of level 3s. I'm gonna focus on this guy. You can see a green bar building up as I deal damage next to my HP. That's called tension points, or TP. It's not too important now, but just know that you get more from doing melee attacks. It's a reward for going closer in, because all enemies have melee attacks, only some have ranged ones. Basically, for now, TP is useful for 2 things. Elma has one art called Stream Edge that uses 1000 TP and is a pretty powerful attack. And if you use 3000, use up 3000 TP, you can revive a fallen party member with about half health. You can also see these little mini orange circles here that are going down as I hurt the enemy. Those are that's appendage damage. You can weaken an enemy, get extra drops from it, and prevent it from using an attack that requires that appendage. You can lock onto an appendage by clicking the right stick. I don't think this one's going to break by the time I kill this guy. Or, actually it's a feminisude, so kill this girl. Or at least, assuming Miran animals use the same 2-sex system as regular pigs, because they're basically alien pigs. Don't even try to deny it. We discovered Biano Lake, and level 53 Everlasting Milesaur. And Milesaur Poop. Unlike the life pods in the truck we examined before, the Poop uses the biological skill. So we have archaeological, biological, and mechanical. each used for a different type of thing, and each is leveled up separately. So you know how I said a giant level 3 enemy would be too big for me? Too much for me to handle? This is a giant level 53? 53? So let's just not provoke it at all. Thankfully it's a completely docile one, as are these lake terebras. Which are basically giant rodents. So I'll just cross Biano Lake. We're not going in the right direction. I want to make it to the habitat unit by nightfall. But it's okay to dawdle a little bit now. Especially because still not level 4 and still not class level 4 either. So I'll just pick up a few more items, see if I can find treasures. I got an alright. Stay away from the Iron Suid. Also stay away from the young Grexes over here. Do not accidentally fight them. You can just mash B to get out of the screen before they notice you. There's a treasure up there, but I'm not going to try to thread the needle between those guys. Grexes are a pretty big deal. They actually have projectiles. Okay, I got my level out of that. I'm going to need to fight enemies. You can't get class experience from discovering things. Under there's actually treasure. I might be able to get past those Grexes. They do have a projectile, which no other enemies we've seen so far have. So it makes getting away from them a little more difficult. You'll basically have to just sprint full speed away from them. Okay, that's just experience and money. And I actually try to not hit level 5. Okay, 3 of them noticed us at once. Yet we got flinched 3 times. So that means 3 of them saw us. I could try to... Alright, yeah, that took out half of Elma's HP in one hit. And Elma's objectively the more powerful one at this point. Yeah, another hitting me. I could activate the cutscene, but that would be the boss cutscene. If you die, you lose all your TP, so I want to keep Elma alive, so she's... Okay, that's cool. We should start off the boss with 1 stream edge. And there's one still watching us, never mind. So you can hear the whole... I want to get away before the rap section of the battle theme starts. Not even because... Oh, too late. Not because I don't like it, but because I want to actually, like... No, I'm not going to say I'm going to rap along with it. I'm not going to subject people to that. There's a treasure over there, but it's up there. As you can see, this is huge. This is only one of 5 continents on Mira. We've only seen the smaller part of it. This guy might kill me because he's level 6. I'm missing a lot already. That's not good. Did some decent damage. Alright, it's staggered, so I'm going to use a topple art. Stagger is a better translation of break from the first game, so you can instantly do that into topple. I forgot that Flame Grenade does extra damage on toppled enemies. I'll try to remember to topple it next time. You'll notice that arts have a second green ring around them. If you're using the weapon that art is assigned to, either your melee weapon or your ranged one, it will have a secondary effect. Arts like Chrome Armor will have a secondary use. Basically, I'm going to just run. All support arts will have that, while regular attacking arts will have either extended duration if they're buff or debuff, or just straight up do more damage and possibly have even secondary effects added onto them, which is cool. Depending on how long you store, it's a risk-reward thing. You either don't use it and are stuck with your auto attacks, or you use it right away but don't get the full potential of it. That's a little 7 brass suid. Alright, I discovered the west gate plane. Looking for... Okay, there's a level 4 one. Elma leveled up from something. Just want to get level 4 because... Alright, there's our combo. Flame Grenade, that got a bunch of button prompts. Doing combos, using arts the right way, like toppling an enemy after it's staggered, or responding to a soul voice, those will give you more button prompts. Button prompts are the main way of healing. Alright, got my art. I'm gonna go through there, then fight one more Terebra just to show off what the art is before the boss fight. I mentioned that Elma has Stream Edge, which is one of Shulk's first arts that he would learn in the first game. There are a bunch of returning arts, a lot of more well-known ones. Mostly, I will sort of spoil this, the only arts that really come back are Shulk, Rhine, and Dunban's. I guess they're the most iconic characters in the game, or they just had the arts that were easiest to transfer over into X's weapon system. But a lot of the more magical-based arts aren't returning, especially because of the sci-fi as opposed to fantasy setting. And Elma's Stream Edge is actually a lot different from Shulk's. The only same thing is the name. It's not even an area of effect attack. It doesn't inflict stagger. But we do get Slit Edge, which works exactly the same as it did in the first game. Quick cooldown, extra damage from the side. It's a really good spammable art, and its secondary cooldown is even quicker than its primary. Unfortunately, it is getting to be late, and I didn't get my secondary cooldown just because I wanted to do the soul voice. But here, I just use Chrome Armor once, and it's automatically ready again. So I was able to use it on both of us. And we'll finish this off with a Soul Voice Slit Edge, and I might get something out of this. Nope, just materials. I did sort of misspeak. Enemies drop materials. The collectible blue orb things are a different class of item. And yes, like in the first game, you have a Collectopedia to fill out. And yes, like in the first game, it's very difficult. You do get rewards from it, though. We'll see how far I get with that. This isn't going to be a 100% run.
Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it? And this was just the habitat unit. The White Whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the West Gate. It's closed off now for security reasons. But we've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside. Grexes. Riled. We can't leave them roaming here. Not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready?
Here's your first proper boss battle, and the first required story battle that you probably have a chance of dying on. Elder Grex and some other kind of Grexes. Before the Soul Voice goes away, I didn't get a double charge Slit Edge, but we're already still over leveled. Elder is almost down already. I accidentally used Assault Hammer, but it doesn't really matter. Elma, she can use Sliding Slinger. Sliding Slinger is the backslash of this game. It's the art that quickly became a meme because people yell it all the time. I hit standard level up. Look at that. I almost took out its head appendage with one double Slit Edge. Calogrexes. Okay. Wanted to see if I can get the... Oh, Elma already took his tail off. Nice. Alright, I'm just gonna give us both the Chrome Armor, because why not? I didn't get the class level up. I'll get another art after this fight, but I think, yeah, Slit Edge. This is what I mean by Slit Edge is so spammable. She's asking for melee attacks. The secondary effect chance of Assault Hammer will increase, so I might actually get a topple on a really big enemy. Fortunately, we killed it too quickly, but the larger an enemy is, the harder it is to topple, in general.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between
Resume.
Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
From the Elder Grex, we get a worn survival headset, which I'm probably not going to put on anyway. But I think this is a good place to end things off. We're about to head into the habitat unit soon. And the Nocturnal Vespers notice me because they're sound type, and level 5 isn't enough to intimidate enemies out of getting scared by me. But at any rate, we got our start on the planet Mira, so next time we're gonna head inside the habitat unit and see what's up there. Maybe meet some new characters. Who knows? Till then, I am Luxin, signing off.